guys, it's Sherry Tafra again. I'm going to be touching now a little bit, very briefly, on some of the items that you can find in your back office. And I know that probably doesn't sound like the most exciting thing to talk about, but the items that you can find in that back office are things that will help you every single day with your business. And it's something that I check in on a daily basis just to kind of check in on my orders and how my business is going and how my team is doing. So anyway, I'm going to turn you around. We're going to touch on some of the tabs that are in your back office, and I'll give you some explanations on that. And then I encourage all of you to get in that back office and click My Office and actually do some exploring yourself. So I'm going to turn you around now and then we'll get started. Okay, here we go. So I am in my my office, my Younique website, I should say. And so on the front page, it's just going to have some basic information. But if you go to the top right corner, you're going to see this little button here, and it's called My Office. And so I'm going to click on that. And then you're just going to get a drop down of a bunch of different screens. And so really briefly, I'm going to go through. In the My Office tab, you have your dashboard, which basically is just the front page of your office. Then you have a tab that says My Royalties, and that's going to give you your royalty graph and show you how you're doing on a monthly basis. Then you have your Company tab, My Company tab, and that basically is going to be a tab that you can click on, and once you start building a team, that will give you information on all of the members that are on your team. Then you have a Customer tab where you can keep track of all your past customers, their emails, their orders, their addresses, all of that good information that you can keep track of on a monthly basis. And then there'll be an Accomplishments tab, which will tell when you reach certain promotions. It'll give you kind of a timeline of your promotions. And then once you build a team, you'll have a Team Talk tab. And that's where you can message people in a group message for all kinds of things. You can click certain tabs and you can find out which people on your team are close to promoting, which ones have recently promoted, and you can send out mass emails that way as well. And then you have a Supplies tab, which will be where you can order catalogs, any kind of sample sizes of things, and then it'll also be where there will be a Vistaprint section where you can order your business cards, your Blitz cards, banners, all kinds of stuff like that. And everybody is entitled to 100 free business cards. And so I'll show you when we get there. And then there's a Weekly Courses tab where you can read a weekly course to help you get started in the beginning. And then there's a Corporate News tab that will have all of the latest information from corporate right then and there. Another thing with regard to corporate news is there's going to be a banner that flashes across the top that will give you some out of stock and all the latest news. It'll flash right there on your first homepage. You can see that it's flashing through right now. And so let's go ahead and go through some of the My Office. If I click on My Royalties, what's going to happen then is you're going to get your graph. And so this is going to be your personal. Right here, it has your presenter ID number. It'll tell you who your sponsor is and who your elite upline is. And then it gives you your graph, your chart. So as you start working through the ranks, you'll get these sections filled out. And if you hover over a certain section, like this, I still need to complete for this month, it will actually give me the dollar amount that I need to complete that task just by hovering over that task. And then if you go down, it's going to basically give you your personal PRS, your personal retail sales for the month, your wholesale sales, which is kind of your circle sales as you build a team. It'll tell you how many qualified presenters you have, how many people you have in your circle, and it'll show last month's requirements, and it'll show on this side this month's requirements. And then you can scroll back with this tab and look at previous months all the way back to when you first started with Younique. So that's all on the My Royalties page. Then if you go back to My Office and you click on My Company, this is where I said once you start building a team, your whole team will be right here in your back office. And you can click on those and get individual information, but it gives you their January PRS, their current PRS, what the company, how much they've put in towards the company sales, the circle sales, their lifetime personal sales, how much they've done over the last 3 months. So it gives you all that information on your individual people that are on your team. So then if we go back, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The Customer tab like I said, it will just go through and you can manage your customers. And so it'll start at your current date. It'll give you the customer's name, their email address, and how much they spent. And then you can individually click on the customers and it will give you their email address and their address as well. So that way, and you can again scroll back through as long as you've been with Younique, and you can check each month your customer list as well. And I encourage you to do that because it's a great way to send thank you notes when they originally order something, and then you can follow up with them as well. So then if you go to this second section that says popular, each month there'll be a customer kudos. And so when you click on that, it'll give you all the information on the current month's customer kudos. And so that is right there. And then I think in this one, you've got the catalog that you can look at, of a digital version of the catalog, and then it'll give you some convention information. And if you hover over that, this year's convention is in St. Louis and it'll be in August. So, and then if you go down to my account, this is where we talked about before, is where you're going to get your parties started. It's going to be where your parties are also listed. And so if you click on my parties, it's going to give you a list of all the parties that you currently have going. It'll tell you how many days are left on those parties. It'll tell you what the dollar amount is for those parties. And then this is where you're going to be able to schedule a new party as well. And then if you go back to My Office again, let me see, there's a My Orders tab, and that's going to give you all of your orders by month and by date. It'll start with the most recent, and it basically gives you the order number, which if you highlight on that and click it, it'll give you all the order detail. It'll tell you the orders, when it was ordered, what the status is, whether it's processing, whether it's shipped, and then once it's shipped, you'll get a tracking number that you can track for your customers if you need to. And then it'll give the customer's name. It'll give you a quick place to email that customer as well. And it'll tell you what party that order came from. So that's a great way to keep track of all of your orders. And then if you go back to My Office again, the rest of these are just, you'll have a foundation. You have an option of donating to the foundation when you make a purchase. And so that will give you a running total of your personal donations to the foundation. And then there's some other items that you can click on at your leisure that will give you looks. You can update a profile. Your YCash ledger will keep track of how much YCash you have and how much you've spent in the past. So it'll keep track of all of that kind of bookkeeping for your YCash, basically. And those are the ones that you earn from having the parties online. So anyway, this is what basically a quick overview of what's in your back office. But I would definitely encourage you to go to your website and click the My Office button and go through those tabs individually and make yourself familiar with those in a little bit more detail. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your sponsor or to myself or Shauna. Okay, thanks guys. I know that you're going to find this tool to be super helpful with your business.